Welcome back to Alchemy Factory, where the factory continues to grow upward. We cannot buy any other lands and we cannot open the shop. So we're relying only on quests. But given that we have, if you look at the upgrades over here, quite a few points over there, so we're getting 3 quests every day, and we're getting also pretty good money for each of those quests. So actually for the first time ever, I think, we have in my inventory more than 1000 silver coins. So basically we could transform that into a gold coin, no problem. We also have quite a lot of money inside the factory for sure. Here we're still making some Jupiter, so no problem. Let's go up for me to start showing you some of the new things we've been building and what's coming next. So now changes on those first floor, they're still working perfectly. You can even see a lot of silver coins over here, all good. This is the floor we made in the last episode, right? That is giving us a lot, or selling, where we're selling a lot of bloom spores per day. You can see right now it's 8 PM and it says 800 or 850 now. And as you can see, this is making tons of money. The belt here is full. We have some money inside here. We have some money there, some money here. So I think soon we're also going to start kind of separating those two things so that we start making some reserves and maybe even some gold coins. Now, if you remember though that last episode, which of course you can find in the video description below, we used to waste a lot of the wood, and I don't like to waste. So what I've done now is we're bringing all of this wood here into, first of all, some storages. So if we, need some wood, we can always find some there. But more importantly, I have added 2 more Jupiter shapers that should be working at 100% productivity. They're getting some planks that comes from here. They're also getting a lot of those small wooden gears, right? It's 180. So we actually have 1 belt and a half on each side. See, 1 belt is full, 1 belt is not, because that's the half. That comes from these here, which comes also from these grinders, and that comes from this wood here. The only other thing is the wooden pulley, which also does take a bit of wood. These are 2 lines here, and it goes into 2, one here of 60, another one here of 60, taking this wood and taking linen ropes. And the linen ropes are coming from here and there. It does use quite a bit of flax, which is coming from those 2 new lines. We didn't have those 2 before, which is still using the fertilizer from the same place. And if we look, the fertilizer is full, like these reserves. So I think we're still making enough for all of these, and so that's great. We do see over here, yeah, I've made 1, great. I need another one for the bulk order that you see below. But yeah, I mean, this is nothing new. We've done that before, except we had done it for just 1 Jupiter. Now we have 3, like we used to have 1, now we have 3 in total, so 2 more here. That's not really the really interesting thing. The really interesting thing is we have unlocked also in the last episode the salt, and now we're going to unlock the SATURN first and foremost. So the salt, this is coming from these guys here. Well, to be precise, there's 2 ways to make salt actually. But an easy way is just to buy the rock salt, and that's going to give you salt and sand at the same rate, 10 and 10. It's 20 in total, meaning this is 60 and 60 again, so 120 is coming into this belt, and my belt is going at 120, so all good. Now we separate, the salt versus the sand. That's what's happening over here. Then we also have a priority splitter that says first go down, send the resources down, but if you're full, you can send them up into this waste bin. I am making some reserves of salt here, because I've seen many of the bulk order requiring huge amounts of salt. For example, the one we are looking at now, right, needs 320 of salt. But more importantly, we're going to be able to start another shaper, another relics. This is the SATURN relics. It's going to take some salt, it's going to take some bricks and some glass. Now, let's be honest, this one is not going to work at 100%. because this would require 120 of salt. 120 of salt would be way more than this. because remember, one of these is making 10, so we are only making 60 right now. We need to double all of this. But even more importantly, 120 of bricks and 120 of glass, that is a huge amount. I would need even more than that, because this is only making 60 of sand. If I double it, okay, it would be 120, but 120 is only 20 of glass, and that's not even counting for the clay that then needs to be transformed into bricks. So yes, this is not going to work on 100%, but it's going to start slowly but surely, you know, making some SATURNs. There is, as I said, also another way to make the salt. So I wanted to show you, where is my salt? Not there. Where are you? Okay, let's click on this. So here it is. If you look, you can do with the rock salt, or you can do with a quicklime powder and some charcoal powder into an ethanol. This is going to make the same thing in the sense of making some salt and some sand, but it actually has a higher amount of sand versus the salt. So it's slightly better for kind of this context here where we need more sand than salt, but it still won't be perfect, to be honest. Okay, so that is kind of the first, and as I said, that's gonna start making, we're only at 8%, so it's gonna take a while to get this SATURN, but at least we're not wasting anything from this build. We are starting here, plus making reserves of salt if we need them. Let me just gather the second Jupiter, and more importantly, like I said, we are definitely making more money than we're consuming over here, all right? And we have kind of some reserve that are starting. So like I said, I'm going to also reorganize this slightly to say priority splitter. Where are you? Up. So I'm gonna put it on the floor. Other side, yeah, like this. Where we're saying, sure, you know, first send some money here. It's important to have some money into this, but then if you have more, send it here, so we start making some reserves of the coins, right? So I cannot actually put it in, but yeah, we can start. Here it is. You can see the 18 coins, they're going to go inside, and then another one and another one, and when this is full, then we know we can go there. What I may actually want to do, make it kind of less money stuck here, is put that directly there, actually. I put it over here. Yeah, maybe we do that. Because otherwise we're gonna have quite a lot that's going to be stuck in. But now if I do this, not very clean, sorry about that. And then delete this one, delete that. Okay, so that's only going to send ones instead of 18, and there's only here where we could have multiple. Everything else will go here directly. Bid 55, and you can see we sold 1,400 of these. That's a really lot of money, plus a lot of money from the quest. So yeah, that is, you know, more than we spent for sure, Love to see that, Okay, and now I've put all of my money to start going up, so we can start a new clean layout for those new research. So let's see, copper powder. Now research that one. Oh, and by the way, I didn't show you the enhanced grinder, but that's because I think it's not great. It takes 3 times the space, right? But actually it only gives 2 times the output and the same input, right? 2 times the input, 2 times the output. So it's not more efficient, and it takes more space, and it costs a lot more. Kind of, it costs steel gears. So not really great. I don't know why you would do it. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below why you think we should use it, but I don't think we should. That's as simple as that. Okay, so the Saturn all good. And now let's check this new material here, the copper powder. So we can actually craft it in a couple of ways. We have over here the iron sand and the soap powder. We're gonna put that in the ethanol. That's going to create some copper powder and some impure copper powder. Then we can grind the impure copper powder to make more of this. So that's how, and that's the only way also to make the impure copper powder. We could also potentially burn the impure copper powder to make some bronze ingots. So there's a few different recipes over there, and we're gonna be able to use many of these here, right? As you can see. This will enable us, for example, to make copper coins. We have the cauldron over here, we have the bronze, riggets, copper bearings, so quite a few different things here. And it's definitely a bit busier than before. We do still have tons of money. I brought also the fertilizer from this line there. I think we're still making more than enough, so that's great. At some point I should start to calculate this fertilizer or advanced fertilizer, but we're also moving soon to the next fertilizer. So anyway, we're going to use this fertilizer. Then here we're gonna get, you know, some flax. We have over here some sage, right? So sage and flax. The flax is going to be extracted to make linseed oil. For the sage, on the other hand, we're going to burn it to make some plant ashes. And then we take those two things together and we're gonna make some soap. So to be precise, we have 6 of these here. So that's 120 per minute. That requires 3 lines of 120 for plant ashes. So it's 1 line here, a second one there, and a third here. And that obviously requires also 3 lines. So 1, 2, and 3. This one's actually not moving, as you can see. As for the flax, it's actually 4 lines. Each of these is doing 1,500. So 1 line here is actually doing 6,000, and one of these needs 4,000. So we basically need 6 times 4, that's 24,000. And then here, this is, you know, almost the opposite. It's basically 6,000 times 4, that's also 24. So that's what's happening. That obviously again takes the fertilizer in the back, but that's all. And then here we do need something to burn, right? The coke powder. So you can see we have another line here that is getting coal, that is transforming this coal into coke and making coke powder. This is the same build as we've used in the past. So that creates, right, all of this soap. And this soap goes over here and is crushed. We have 6 at the bottom and 6 on top, so it's 12 in total, so 120, right, of soap powder. And the soap powder will go over here into, you know, this box and then up into this ethanol. Before we talk about the ethanol, the second thing that's needed is iron sand. We've never done that before. Obviously we had done iron before, so you can see here over here we have 4 lines of 3. Each of them has, you know, those catapults to deliver directly at the top here. And that creates, each of them creating 10, right, of per minute of iron ingots. Those require some copper powder, so this is what you can see over here: 1 entrance, 2 entrance, 3 and 4, and then this is the output of the iron ingot, right? And as I said, just the catapults, the purchasing over here, the iron ore, and that's nothing new, but it is basically creating for each line 60 of iron ingots. Then those 60 will go into those lines here. So we have 1 here, 1 there, so 2 and 2, right? Because this is 10, so 30, 60. Each of these, as you can see, has a very, very small production. It's 2 per minute of the iron ingots crushed into iron sand. This is therefore, you know, there are actually 10. Like if you count there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 6 layers, right? And we have those elevators to bring it up, and we have the same thing on the other side to bring it down here, and then again. don't hesitate to tell me if you want this, blueprint for yourself, but that's a pretty simple one. That's going to create all of the iron sand, and then it goes into this box for storage, and then it goes up. So we're gonna have, the sub powder at the bottom, the iron sand at the top. Alright, 2 athanor, because 1 athanor takes 60, so with 2 we're at 120, my belt limit. Each of these is going to create 5 copper powder and 5 impure copper powder. Then we bring this down. I have 1 storage to start making some surplus of this, right? You can see that half will go here, half will continue. Okay, and then it continues next to it because we need to continue burning it. So I need again, to have access to the coke powder. It comes all the way from here, continue straight. The first 2 are going to transform the impure one into bronze ingots. And the next 2 are going to transform the actual pure copper powder into the copper ingots. So we're creating 2 ingots, and you can see this was 5 for each. This is also 5 for each. So it's a equilibrium production. So once this is full, then it's gonna work at 100%. Right now it's not working at 100%. And then it just goes down into those storages. Again, I've put 2 so that I can start creating some reserves, but I can also start using the different ones to do something else. Because if you look there, you'll see that there's many things we want to do that. Copper bearings, that's gonna be critical. We have the cauldron that's going to actually use this resource. We have the bronze rivets that's also using this bronze one. Oh, I'm low on coins. I haven't indeed done any of the quests in a while I was building that, because now I'm also making enough money kind of on my own, so you can see a lot of quests there. There's a new sample request too, but we'll talk about this in the future. So let me see. Yeah, that is easy to do. One with the SATURN is not that easy to do, but these ones definitely easy. Can do that one for sure. And this also easy. So yes, as I said, this we can do. And I could even start making copper coins if I wanted. Like just use those ingots, transform them into coins. I don't think we're gonna do it because, to be honest, I have a lot of money. But we can also do the opposite side where we use a bit of that money and we burn it back into ingots. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so yes, if you look over here, you can see this is still full of money at the bottom there, no problem. We probably also have here a couple of these, right? So that's good. That's good. Let's check on our other levels. I mean, this is still working. Let's see, it's completely full. So all good. Then if we go to this one, this is moving fine, right? Oh, and we actually have money there. Sorry, give me a second. Yeah, you can see we're still selling tons. But yeah, look at this. This is great. We have actually this spell completely full. We're starting to make money there. If we ever need some, I know we can probably find some here, basically. So that is great. That means everything that's downstairs all good. And also all of this is linked to that money, all good. This is also linked to all of this level here, all good. And it's just when we get to this level, this is a new kind of money belt, which actually right now is not full. It's not full. You can see this is empty because I've been sending so much money upstairs, and you know, it seems that we're still fine. We're still making enough for, you know, this belt to be self-sustainable, but just I haven't been making enough to send upstairs. Okay, and I did want to check also here. Wow, look at this amount. We have one full thing of Jupiter, and I probably have made at least one Saturn, right? Yes, we've made one Saturn. It's not a huge amount, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so now going back up, we have this working fine, right? Just want to go there and show you. So let's take some of these on these, and now if we look at the goods, we've unlocked two pretty key ones, right? We've unlocked the copper bearings and we've unlocked the bronze rivets. So this is what we're gonna want to start putting over there. So this is in the processor, and this is also in the processor, just on different sides. So let's go over here. We're gonna say this one is the bronze one, yes. So by taking 5, we're going to make 15. And remember, we are making at when this will be full here, we're gonna make 10 per minute. So 5, totally fine. And then we're gonna do the same on the other side. But instead of this, we're doing the copper. This is also 5, only making 10 this time. So, you know, we're gonna need to be careful how quickly we are trying to use those copper bearings and those bronze rivets. But this is great. This is great. We can start again, as always, storing some and up. There it is, the first bearings. That's gonna be useful in the future for sure. So right now we're not using it, but we will in the future. What else did I want to show you? We've done this. Oh, we have the cauldron too. We could potentially start this one, but it's not that important. And then the copper coins, maybe let's do those two, just so that you see it. Maybe I make even the third one here for the copper coins, just to show you, right, what this may be. I'm gonna put some copper over there. The research is on its way. This is going perfect. I can see as long as this is full, that means we're good, because I made them full before starting. It's gonna be tough to make more than that. I mean, you can see everything that you need already, not even counting the fertilizer needs, just for 2 of these. Okay, so we've done the research. So if you look now over here, you will see this processor too, right, to make the coins. So let's just make one, just for the fun of it. If we ever really need some money, with 5 per minute, you will make 1,500 coins. It's a pretty good number, right? Pretty good number if I ever need some. But you can also do the opposite, where if we do that research, let's do it quickly. I can also start doing these, like reinforced platform. It's not bad. Stackable crucible. This is gonna be really helping a lot, because instead of putting one here, we're gonna be able to start stacking them up. So basically using a lot less furnaces than before. So that's a really important one too, but I'm again low on money. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a good end for this episode. I mean, this was a huge expansion already. And we have now not only done the SATURN with the salt, but we've also done pretty much everything that goes on this side here, with a whole 2 new type of copper, the copper powder, the impure powder, that you transform them into bronze or copper ingots, and then you use that for copper bearings or for bronze rivets. In the next episode, I think we're gonna start probably using cauldrons, because they can be pretty useful, but we're also going to unlock, as you can see, many other buildings here. We have another relic again. This one is gonna be even longer, I think, to get kind of a 1 per minute production type of thing. And we're getting closer definitely to the growth potion and the black powder. So really excited by this. We probably will do a quick stop with the pocket watch first though. So I hope you're excited with that one. Thank you for watching, smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.